welcome to my channel. My name is Afton and I'm Monty's Tarot Child. Today I have a new picker card for you and we will be looking at the next big change that is taking place in your life. As you may notice, these cards are already turned over. This is because I have already revealed these four cards in my reading on TikTok, which I will leave linked down below in my description. But I just wanted to expand on the energy of the next big changes that are coming into your life right now. So I would love for you to just take a moment to pause and meditate on which one of these four piles is meant for you, is energetically aligned with your energy and the next big changes that are coming into your life. Take a moment to pause and meditate on which one of these is for you, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Moon card with feelings being represented as the next big change that is taking place in your life right now. So you, on TikTok, I talked about how this pile is definitely feeling a lot of feelings at this time. Things are definitely more on display, if not just for you, then, people around you too are seeing you become a more emotional being in general. At this time, your intuition is also upgrading or shifting, changing. You're feeling it more intensely when it comes to like feeling your intuition through your feelings, feeling something strongly before you actually know it, which is a strong example of intuition. I feel like at this time you're also more interested in nurturing your connections, nurturing your closest connections right now to you. You want to nurture those relationships because you want them to be around for a long time, is what this feels like. But your intuition is heavily, heavily tied to your emotional state right now. And all of these things are shifting and changing for you. So there are going to be, this says gut reactions, but they don't feel like not thought out or productive gut reactions. It's more like I have a gut feeling and I'm going to react on it based on whatever it is that my feeling is telling me. This also talks about a big change coming to your life around like your comfort levels. Comfort around being around other people, but also comfort around being just by yourself, and spending alone time and being comfortable with that alone time. This is because you are in a process of like digesting old emotional feelings that have not had an opportunity to express themselves. It could be around your family. It could be around your upbringing in the home, and how you have not really taken the time or haven't really had the opportunity to digest all that has been conditioned into you based on the past. So old habits, old conditioning, things that you were brought up with that evoke these certain feelings out of you will be brought up at this time. And it's coming up in order to transform, in order to change. So at this time, you are also embodying a new version of yourself, a lighter version of yourself, where you are aware of all of your emotional ranges and you settle for being in a peaceful state rather than intentionally being in another emotional state based on your moods. There are changes with your relationship to your mother as well happening at this time, and you are definitely learning about self-soothing, self-healing, reparenting, all of those good, generational things that we end up learning are necessary in our lifetime. So I'm going to look and see what else Spirit wants you to know about the next changes in your life. I'm going to look at the astrology, more of the astrology, and see what Spirit would like for you to know. Okay, Gemini. and you have the 10th house at the bottom of the deck. So we will get into all of this energy. So the Gemini energy in tune with the moon energy as your overall for this reading, it's telling me that you have a very big curiosity about your intuition, your emotional state, and how transformation takes place. It feels almost as if you feel about yourself as you have started out as one way emotionally, and through life, through curiosity, and of course networking with other people and learning a new way of expressing emotions, learning a new way about learning about yourself emotionally. There's the large curiosity that you have felt towards this change that is taking place in your life. It's not like an emotionally overwhelming change. It's not a change that, like I mentioned, felt really heavy, because we do have the butterfly in the Gemini card symbolizing a lighthearted energy, a light, airy, not necessarily carefree, but almost kind of carefree energy that leaves you moving from one experience to the next, not necessarily being emotionally drained or held down by the past, but just more curious about more experiences and how those past experiences have brought you to the opportunity to experience even more. So at the bottom of the deck, you have the 10th house with structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. So I think that this is an overall large theme that is changing for you at this time. You're definitely learning more about structure. You are building more discipline in your life at this time, focusing on your life mission rather than smaller things like just passion projects. And passion projects can all equate, like your life is your life mission, as long as you are here and intentionally living it with purpose and all those other good things. That is a part of your life mission. But I think you are definitely aiming higher, focusing on something larger, more lifelong accomplishments, and in regards to your career. So that is underlining all of this emotional work, all of these feelings that you are allowing to transmute and transform in your body and yourself. But it's nothing. It doesn't have to completely do with your career. Pile number one. Let's just start with that. Because you are human and there's so many beautiful parts of you that you get to experience with family, and different parts of you that you get to experience with friends. And then there's this whole other being that has a career and passions that they want to focus on. And so it can be a bit overwhelming to be all of these things at once, but I think you're learning how to embody each one at the time that it is needed. Definitely not trying to be everything all at once for everyone, but being able to, again, move with the energy that you feel in your life, move very naturally, and it comes out very actually positive in regards to your life accomplishments. Let's see what other big changes or what else about this big change is taking place in your life. Pile number one. Okay. Wow. Another owl. Very, very beautiful. A lot of wisdom is surrounding you at this time. And the next, or the affirmation that wanted to come out for you: I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. So this is definitely your outlook at the moment. You are looking for this change. I felt that very strongly for you, pile number one. You definitely aren't afraid of this change, even though feelings is at the center of it all. That doesn't mean that the feelings are going to overwhelm you, that they are negative, or that you will not be able to handle whatever it is that you are feeling. So I think that this is a beautiful change that's coming for you, one where you can grow and experience a lot of wisdom, and you can challenge yourself to get closer to an emotional consciousness. This was what this feels like. You have logic, you have Gemini, you have the thinking power, the mercurial power to get things done and to manifest with your mind's power. But with your emotional state, I think you were trying to deepen your spiritual practice through emotion. Let's see what the bottom of the deck says. I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Yes, and this is why you are getting closer to consciousness. This is why you're getting closer with your spirit guides, getting closer with your spiritual team in general, with your intuition and listening to those things, is because it's strengthening your faith. And in the quiet, when there isn't a lot of stimulation, because Gemini does come with a lot of mental stimulation, a lot of communication from others as well as possible for you at this time, you are also going to want that inner quiet every day, as many times a day as you can, but at least once a day, taking a moment to process, to feel yourself living and experiencing any situation that comes up. But definitely it's almost as if this moment in your life is preparing you for something, pile number one. And I'm not sure what that something may be for every single one of you. But it is preparing you in order to have more knowledge at hand for a certain situation. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know about the next big change that is coming into your life. Pile number one, please, Spirit. Comfort, yes, absolutely. And at the bottom of the deck, illumination. So these are actually really beautiful cards. You have comfort when we have that already symbolized with the moon card. So this is triple the confirmation that whatever transformations, whatever changes that are coming to you are actually here to make you more comfortable, are actually here to make you more confident in your emotional self, being more vulnerable, allowing vulnerability, not shying away from it, actually being in connection with other people who are just as vulnerable and soft and spiritually guided as you, as well as also it's showing up as important for you, pile number one. You want to be in comfortable environments. You may have in the past, when we were talking about conditioning and upbringing, you were possibly definitely growing up in a more masculine dominated or masculine energy dominating environment as a child, where you kind of had to cut the feelings or don't feel as much or don't be as communicative about your feelings. Okay, sure, you can feel all you want to feel. Don't tell me about it. And so that has never bred a very comfortable environment for you, pile number one. And that is absolutely something that's changing for you. And you don't have to worry, which is one of the cards that I saw in this deck here. These are a special love note from the universe, and I wanted to look and see what the universe has to tell you more directly about the changes that are coming into your life. Ooh. Okay, let's do it. So the card that wanted to come out for you, I'm going to actually read the front and the back. What would love do? And now, before I flip this card over, I just want you to know this message will only resonate if it's meant to. This deck is very unique in that way. It's like, it's abstract, but sometimes very aligned with the message that needs to be heard. Pile number one. So it says, do you know why it's so easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. Aw, the universe. P.S. The legend of Bigfoot continues. Okay, so this is a cute little love note letter from the universe telling you that they literally always know where you are. The spirit guides, your ancestors, everyone who is here to help you live out this lifetime to your highest potential already knows where you are, and it's because you leave behind footprints of love. Okay, so every time you ponder and you think about what should my next step be, what should my next move be, it's always coming from a comfortable place now. It's always coming from a centered, gentle, knowledge absorbed place. Like, you, again, don't move without logic. You don't move without common sense, because Gemini can be a little airheady if they want to be, but I feel like it's only because they want to show you that version of themselves. Anywho, you have the brain and the logic, and you have the heart and the feelings, and you also have this spiritual awakening that you are in the process of involving in, like fully, not holding yourself back from spiritual experiences based on logic or feelings, but just literally living in the moment full-heartedly. Pile number one, I feel like you're very passionate about this. Like, you want to have life experiences that you were all in for. You weren't overthinking when it was a beautiful moment happening, or you weren't, down, like emotionally down in moments where it's like that are literally illuminating. There's literally illumination all around you. And I feel like other things have disrupted you from being able to enjoy certain beautiful things in your life. And so now, based on choice, based on, first of all, the memories that you want to leave behind, and also the legacy that you want to leave behind, pile number one, you are moving with love. You are moving with your heart. You are thinking with your mind. And you are placing comfort above everything else. So at the bottom of the deck, okay, so first of all, there's a deeper reason for each of your questions. Okay, seek it. I don't know if I'm going to read this one yet, but at the bottom of the deck, you have do something new, something different. Okay, so I might read both. Let's see. Ever notice how it's easier to fall in love and to be fallen in love with when you're busy? Thank goodness I'm you, the universe. So interesting. It's kind of almost as if, and especially if you have been looking for a divine, like your divine partner, pile number one, if you are not in a relationship right now and you feel this other energy, or feel as if there is meant to be an energy with you in this lifetime, it's almost easier, Spirit says, when you are busy, when you're not focused on the thing that you're trying to manifest the absolute most. So very interesting. That was a specific message for someone. But at the other bottom of the deck, which said there's a deeper reason for each of your questions, seek it. It says guidance, attention, help, maybe, love, always, criticism, never. The question was, what to give others, if anything at all? Okay, so these are the answers to the question. I don't know why they did it in this specific way, but the question is, what to give others, if anything at all? Guidance, attention, help, maybe, love, always, criticism, never. So this card is also talking about a big change that is coming to your life right now, is being a light for other people. I think especially because you are feeling things so strongly, you will be very empathetic to others, if not, all your life, pile number one, which a lot of us are empaths and we don't even know it, or sometimes work really hard to shut it off. Others will be naturally coming to you for that softness, for that comfort that you are building in your life right now. And what you will have to offer them, guidance, attention, help, maybe, love, always. You always have that heart chakra on go, on ready. That doesn't mean that you are easily manipulated or taken advantage of. But you do have wisdom enough to give just what is necessary for other beings to feel comfortable around you. You are emanating comfort. You are that comfortable friend that you can either go out with or stay in with and just talk and have that heart-to-heart chat with as well. But you are not the criticizing type. I see that. Spirit sees that. And your closest friends, those who are closest to you, who may need you at some point, will see that as well. Okay, pile number 1. Let's get into the tarot. Let's just see a little bit about the next big change that is coming into your life. Okay, you have the 4 of Cups. Something has not in the past been very idealistic for you. Something, has not been aligned for you emotionally. You felt it, you feel it. You, again, may have been told to ignore it. This could be, I've been watching a lot of TV lately, pile number 1, so take only what resonates, but this could be a parental figure encouraging you to be in a relationship, to love someone, to marry someone who you don't actually want to be with, or, to take a job that doesn't actually emotionally fulfill you. It's something that someone else it feels more aligned for them, or they think is what is best for you, and you are not necessarily interested. You're not interested. You want to live a very passionate life, yes, but also, again, a very comfortable life. And so whatever is being offered to you is not aligned with what necessarily you see as potential, or as potential for you. This card is beautifully depicted, pile number 1, with the hand offering you something that is glowing, radiant. Okay, it's great, but you, for some reason, intuitively feel as if this is not for me. This is not mine. This is not for me. So definitely analyzing why that is. Why do you feel this way? Curiosity about what this offering is meant to actually bring you. Probably an awareness of the direction that you absolutely should be headed in, right? So the Chariot talks about divine movement. If what is being offered to you ain't it, let's look somewhere else. Let's try to find comfort somewhere else. It's something that you are very curious about that is making you want to explore. And it's making you literally want to explore. So the Chariot talks about divine movement. You could literally be traveling, but it doesn't have to be. Where you're just curious, just so curious. 9 of Cups in reverse. Very interesting. The 9 of Cups talks about normally a wish fulfilled, divine happenings that definitely make you feel emotionally just full and pleased, making you feel emotionally independent as well. And you do not feel that currently. Pile number 1. I think that this 9 of Cups definitely is attached to the 4 of Cups. And again, it feels almost as if it's like folks are saying this should make you so happy. Like you should be so happy right now that this is in your life. And you're like, yeah, but I could totally see, that there's something else out there for me, because it doesn't make me feel like this. It doesn't make me feel like I've been freed, or that I've been released from some kind of, it sounds so dramatic, but some kind of purgatory. It feels almost as if you just feel like you want to go and explore and search and feel while you are doing those things. Maybe it's because you feel stagnant. You feel like you have been still for a very long time, and you feel like movement will be the thing that frees you, that makes you feel the most comfortable. But a lot will be coming up for you, pile number one, as to why you don't feel as you normally think that you would. Nine of Pentacles. You do have a level of abundance that is represented in your life right now as changing. This could be some kind of money that you're coming into unexpectedly, or this could be the money that you have been building towards, saving towards, and again, saving towards moving and doing something, experiencing something. And so you've been saving up, and now you've turned around and maybe you have a bit more than you realized in order to do what it is that you wanted to do. So the Nine of Pentacles and next to the Nine of Cups, it encourages you to invest into what really makes you happy. Invest into what really sets your emotional self alight and makes you joyous, makes you happy. For some reason, I'm getting that some of you might be into gardening. Like you are interested and want to get into like moving your hands and getting into the earth more. But otherwise, yes, definitely investing. We have another bird figure here. I don't think it's an owl. Let me see. No, it's not an owl. More like a no, not even a dove. It's kind of large for a dove. I'm not sure what bird it is, but birds may be definitely standing out to you as a symbol of confirmation from your spirit guides, or them just letting you know that they are there with you. Let's see what else they would like you to know about this change. Pile number one. This is a bit too many. Let's see the Five of Cups though. So yes. Emotional unfulfillment is what this feels like. And just seeking out a greater happiness and comfort. Yeah, the King of Pentacles, yeah. And you're really going to be direct about it, about finding what it is that you're looking for. Again, very unmoving, very uncompromising in regards to your comfort. We mentioned an owl and it showed back up for you. And all of these other winged creatures, the crow and the bat, represented in the King of Swords, which also talks about you being very sure in your mind, in yourself, about what it is and what it ain't. Pile number one, what makes you feel good, what elevates your mood, what takes your mood down to a place that you really don't enjoy, what feels like it is trying to persuade you, but in a way that does not make you curious, in a way that does not make you want to seek out that knowledge. I feel like there's something also about boundaries coming up that are very important for you at this time, so that you know whose emotions are whose. Okay? So pile number one, I hope that you enjoyed this, further in-depth reading about the next big change that is coming into your life. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And I would love to see you in another reading. Peace. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Chiron card with healing. And this pile on TikTok, I talked about a lot of healing that is coming to you at this time. It's a really big change in your life. There could be like many different aspects of your life that are healing, like with relationships to other people and spiritual, emotional healing as well. So I talked about how, there is power, there is strength in your tears, and how when you are shedding, when you are releasing, you are actually growing. That is the growth process. Every single time, even if you feel like you've cried over something multiple times and you feel like it has been just a release after a release, it is still a part of that healing process. So you're facing a lot of growth with this. You are making amends with a situation, an old situation in the past. And this is bringing a lot of personal development for you, where you will be able to see clear differences in yourself based on the past. So a lot of inherited issues are coming up for you at this time. Self-doubt is needing to be addressed and released. And a lot of generational trauma as well. So I mentioned in the TikTok reading that you are definitely not just healing for yourself, but for your lineage as well, which we all are. And we are all a part of this process, and it looks differently for everyone. But there is, things, cycles, replica of emotional situations and issues that are replicated in your family line. And there may have been a lot of shame in the past, especially coming from the family, and that needs to heal, and a lot of sensitivity where folks aren't necessarily talking about the things that need to be talked about. But you are interested in this. You are interested in digging deeper and forgiving what needs to be forgiven, in order to heal, in order to embrace yourself very softly, and to give yourself all of the love that you've needed in the past, all of the softness, all of the gentleness, all of the compassion and understanding. You're giving it to yourself right now. As an adult, it could be that you are just watching this and you're like, it has taken me up until this point to reach this place in my healing, but this is absolutely where you are right now. So I want to see more pile number 2. I want to see what else Spirit wants you to know about this large or huge change that is coming into your life very soon. So let's see what else Spirit wants you to know astrologically about this change, which I also saw Venus at the bottom of this deck while I was shuffling off camera. So this could be around love. You have a lot of that showing up in the cards as I can see them just off of first bat. So let's see. Cancer. Yes. Okay. You have square, and it's actually reversed. So I'm going to keep it upright, but this is a good sign that this challenge is actually leaving your life as a change that is coming for you, especially if it's been a challenge around healing and being more vulnerable and emotional, because you have Cancer here. And what better zodiac, what better energy to teach you about softness and teach you about being soft and nurturing yourself than a Cancer. Okay, so you have comfort and protection as well in this Cancerian energy. This is very aligned. Pile number 2, you could have Chiron in Cancer. So this is definitely signaling to a big sore spot around emotions, being, again, vulnerable, being open, talking about things that are emotional in order to be nurtured and to heal, in order to bring comfort into your life. This is not an easy thing for you. It's not an easy thing for a lot of people. And I'm sure that at this time in your life, you're understanding that now. Like, you understand, oh, healing is hard. It's not cute. It's not made to look cute. It's actually very challenging because you are undoing everything, and not even undoing. You cannot change the past. The past is written. You are undoing all the conditioning of the emotional effects of your past and how you were told to handle things emotionally based on what was happening to you. You are relearning how to nurture yourself emotionally. And again, it's a challenge. It's a challenging situation, but it, of course, is temporary. It is an obstacle to overcome. It is a mountain to climb, with the square being at the bottom of the deck. So there is something that has come up or will be coming up in the near future that can feel a bit triggering, pile number 2. And I do want to mention that word so that if this energy does happen, that you're not caught off guard. I do not want you to be keeping your eye out for triggers. I just want you to know that if this were to happen, this is actually triggering a much bigger healing event than you are aware of at the current moment. And the Cancer energy here is kind of like, ooh, this healing is gonna sting a little bit, but Cancer is here to nurture you afterwards. It's here to hold you, uplift you, tell you that everything is okay and that you are not broken based on what has happened to you in the past. Let's see what else this change is coming for you in the near future. Pile number 2. Let's see what else. Pile number 2, please, Spirit. What affirmation do they need to hear about this change? Interesting. Very interesting. So this is the same card that came out for pile number 1. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. And I feel like that is absolutely a task that everyone, especially if you're here watching this video on this channel, is trying to attune to. You're trying to get deeper. You're trying to know more. You're trying to understand more about yourself. You're trying to understand more about consciousness, subconsciousness, and otherwise, where you have seen a pattern, I feel like, in your life, making certain decisions based on certain emotions. And so now with a conscious outlook on those movements, on that kind of effect that certain emotional events have had on you, you are understanding a new way of moving as well. And I think this is the movement that I was sensing. At the bottom of the deck, you have, I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. So yes, especially when things get emotional, and things can be a happy emotional too, let's be clear. But when things get emotional or heated or overwhelming, you are kind of deciding. It is a choice, a conscious choice to recalibrate your energy, to completely change it, and commit to love and joy. So this is like something, pretty minor happening in your day. And in the past, if it was something minor, but it was still negative and not in the way that you had planned the day to be, ruined. Day is done. Day is ruined. But now I feel like, again, you're recalibrating, you're choosing. It's a choice. It's not an easy choice. You have to look at all of your options in order to make a choice. So you're realizing, oh, I could go into this shadowy dark side and allow myself to wallow in whatever it is that is trying to show up at my front door, or I can make a choice to recalibrate and to see something differently. Okay, to see something differently. So this is a part of your healing. It's a part of a major change that is coming into your life. And I'm going to see what other energies is coming up for you right now. At the bottom of the deck, before I start shuffling, there is movement. I sensed it. You could even be moving your body more. But movement in general is something that is absolutely taking place in your life. Fear. I did also see this briefly. I'm gonna put it with the other dark energy. Wow. Pile number 2. So you have 2 of the most powerful energies to come out for you at this time. You had fear that flew out very effortlessly, but at the bottom of the deck, you have faith. And I think this is absolutely something that you are working towards and are overcoming. This is your mountain that you are overcoming. Fear over faith. Fear over faith. I can fear what could happen, or I can just fear, or I can just have faith and know that that fear is not necessarily realistic or rational. And of course, it will be different for everyone. There may be real life fears in your life, and Spirit is not invalidating that or telling you to, just forget about it. They want you to know that with fear, there should be faith, because yes, fear, a human natural emotion, we're meant to be afraid. We're not unstoppable beings, pile number 2. But faith to know that no matter what, everything is in divine timing. Everything is in divine order. Everything is happening divinely. And definitely taking comfort in that. Your fears used to just, again, take you out. Minor inconveniences felt like, you know, they were really going to be real life big inconveniences or whatever the situation is for you. And so at this time, you're facing your fear, being aware, again, is like that other part that I mentioned of like being aware of the choice to go into the shadowy side, which is represented through fear, succumbing to your fears, irrational or rational, whichever ones they may be, or having faith. And underneath that is determination. So definitely, I feel your energy. Pile number 2 is absolutely determined. You know what your fears are, but you also know that you're going to do whatever it takes to not succumb to it, to get closer to consciousness, to believe in the healing of walking through the darkness, walking through the shadow, and holding yourself very, very, very compassionately all the while. Okay. Wow. Okay. I like this. So this is a little love note or letter from the universe, from your spirit guides, from those who are watching over you at this time. I'm going to read probably the bottom of the deck and then the actual bottom of the deck as well. So let's see. Your actual card says, no two flowers are the same, yet all are beautiful in their own way. Pile number 2. And I'm sure that you know this saying, you have heard it before, and it's hitting home for you right now in your Cancerian emotional state. Okay, so this card says, comparisons are odious because they presume all other things. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Okay. Let me start that over. Pile number 2, excuse me. Comparisons are odious because they presume all other things are equal, which is never the case. We are equal in this sense. Let's really break this card down. We are equal in the sense that we're all breathing the same air. We're all, doing similar things to live and exist in this world as it is, while also learning to accept ourselves as beautiful no matter what, no matter the challenges. So comparisons are odious because we're equal in one way, but not in all ways, if that makes sense. You cannot compare yourself because you don't even have the same fingerprint. You don't even have the same identity. You don't, as another person, and you offer something just as unique as that other person. There is no comparisons. It is not necessary. You are a rose. They are a daffodil, and both of you are beautiful flowers in any situation. It doesn't have to be a specific situation. In any situation, pile number 2, you are a beautiful flower and you don't need to compare yourself to other flowers. This may also be something that is challenging for you and is shifting at this time. In your eyes, you are looking at yourself as an individual, as unique. You are dropping the fear of feeling as anything else, almost as if, there are other people who are better, who are more unique, who are more creative, who are more talented, who are more deep, who feel more things, who are all these other things that you are not, and that is not the case. You just don't see these things about yourself. At the bottom of the deck, you have, most people are just trying to survive, pile number 2. Most people are just trying to survive, and the universe really wants you to know this. Like, they really want to make this clear. After what I just said, also, we are all just trying to survive. So to look to another person and think that they can do something better than you, or that their life is that way because they did something magically, unique. You are unique. You are special. And we are all on this earth trying to survive. Okay. So it says, just remember, most people are so beguiled by your charm, awed by your confidence, and inspired by your choices, they simply forget to say thank you, please, and I love you like crazy. As often as they feel the urge, let's not be one of those people. Okay. So the universe is saying, you know, people can see these things about you, can feel these things about you, and then forget because everyone is living a life that we don't have the narration to. Like, we don't know what people are going through step by step, just like they have no idea what you are going through step by step. So, you know, don't be one of those people. Let's not be one of those people, Spirit says. Let's remind people of their uniqueness, and let's remind ourselves of our own uniqueness, our own importance. That way, the comparisons, they don't add up at the end of the day. You realize, oh, everyone's out here trying to survive, not in a dog eats dog kind of world, but like, let me become just as compassionate as I would love for someone to be compassionate to me. And at the other bottom of the deck, you have start where you are, pile number 2. The great thing about feeling deep, profound, earth-shaking love is that you can start with anyone, okay? Even yourself, which is why it says start where you are, not with start, you know, who you think you should be. Start with who you think you should be. I think that's a very direct message for you, pile number 2, that you can give love. It is safe for you to give love. It is safe for you to open up. It is safe for you to be seen again as vulnerable and as a person who's working through things. Okay? You don't have to show this perfect version of yourself, because a perfect version does not exist. Again, we're unique, we're special, we're beautiful, we're natural, but we cannot be perfect. Perfect is inhuman. It's not human. And that is what we are. So let's see what other big changes are coming to your life, pile number 2 through the tarot. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So something about your career where you're definitely, it's not all about, you know, what it is that you're going through right now, because again, this healing is hitting all different spots for you. But your creativity, your work, there is a sensitive spot for you there. And it will be a very prominent energy that is changing and healing. You may be healing through creating. You may be healing through your own, like your creations heal you. When you create, you see it and it heals you. It softens you. It opens you up to your power and your possibility. There's something here very important about your work ethic, though. I'm going to see what else the 8 of Pentacles can tell me about this change for you. Let's see. 5 of Cups. Okay, so you could be a creative. You could be a creative. Let's talk about it, because this is absolutely like beautiful energy. You could be an artist. You could be just a person who creates content in a healing and beautiful way for other people. And it's kind of a sore spot for you at the same time. It's like you have all of, and you know, the card was talking about people can be in awe of you, inspired by you, see so much beautiful things coming from you, and then forget to mention these feelings that they have experienced based on what you've created. That's okay. Keep creating. I think you are very sensitive about this, especially in the times that we are in, where you just want people to feel what you feel based on what you've created. You want people to feel the happiness, the joy, the community, the union. And it hasn't worked out that way quite yet. Possibly it's just you creating right now. We don't have a lot of people around you affecting your energy, but that also makes you feel like you are unseen, like your creations are going unseen. And you may fear this. You may fear that you've been putting a lot of energy towards something that is not actually going to show some kind of material benefit to you. And that's not true. It's not true. You are in a moment. You are in a cycle. It feels as if, you know, you're focusing very heavily on what you lack versus what you have. And Spirit is helping you through this moment. They're helping you through this challenge in order for you to come out on the other side very, you know, confident about what you create. Ten of Swords. At this current moment, you have way too much crowding in your mind, way too much crowding in your mental space. Again, you can't even create this way. You don't feel necessarily mentally confident to create. You may feel inspired. You may feel, ooh, I feel something coming. I'm ready to put some work in. I'm ready to do something and express myself creatively. And then some part of your past comes up in your mind and you kind of clamp up. But this is absolutely transforming for you. You are closing this cycle. It is healing. This is a part of the cycle that you are healing right now. And again, everyone is trying to survive. Creators all alike are trying to survive and make something for themselves and of themselves, the world. So it was at the bottom of the deck and then it ended up just wanting to come out for you. Pile number 2. And this is a beautiful card to place right underneath, you know, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness, because you are, like, it's actually working for you. What you are doing is working. There's energy moving and I feel like you feel it. You feel cycles closing, completing. You feel more connected to your creativity, even though there are sore spots. You feel things. You're feeling things. And those things are correct. You do not have to fear that you are always going to be self-sabotaging your own creativity. You have the Chariot here. And that's a beautiful energy to end your tarot. And at the bottom of the deck, the 7 of Pentacles. So definitely patience with what you create. Patience with your audience, patience with your, like, whoever it is that you're trying to get eyes on what it is that you're creating. Patience, as it will come naturally. The world will open up to it naturally. The world is a really big place. Okay, pile number 2. And, you know, especially if it is not just attention that but like a community, a fan base, something that you are trying to grow when it comes to growing and creating what you're making as a maker. It just takes some shifting, I think, on your part as well. The Chariot talks about movement. We saw a lot of movement. I think that's something that you're interested in, intrigued by. And, you know, another theme that I see coming in these piles is us taking divine action towards what is most aligned with what we want, even if it's scary. Doing something that we have been called to do, we feel like we should do, even if it's scary, because you have no idea where it will take you. Pile number 2 with the World here. Many doors and opportunities are opening up for you, along with this cycle closing, and you finally letting your mind take a back seat and letting a more vulnerable and emotional side show up to you. So the saying, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit, is definitely coming up as a strong anthem for you. 5 of Cups, you know, you have poured your heart into, again, what you create. Definitely, just a heart-centered creator. Like, you feel things when you create and you want other people to experience that, as I mentioned before. So you're going to be moving into communities that embrace that, moving around people who move in that same way, who do things with that same intention and mindset when they're creating as well. You could be doing creative workshops where you feel more confident in the near future to teach what it is that you're creating. And it could be different for everyone. I'm pretty sure that this is the end of the energy that I'm feeling for you. But let's just do one abundance card for you, pile number 2. I had them to the side. Forgot to do it for pile number 1. So I'm going to do it for you, especially because you are focused on that in some way. You're focused on your abundance in some way. So let's see what next big change is coming for them, please, Spirit. Pile number 2. Pile number 2, please, Spirit. Oh, wow. Interesting. Pile number 2. The card of change, if nothing else, for you. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. I'm going to run that back and read it again, because this is a key part of your healing at this moment. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. It is madness. It is madness to think that, and let's be honest, the algorithm can work for certain people. Let's be honest, but it doesn't work for everyone. So it is madness to try to control, who sees what when they see it. Spirit is encouraging you to just change that mindset of like, it needs to be seen in order for it to be valuable, or it needs to be experienced in order for it to be valuable, and just know that it is valuable, period. Everything that you have, everything that you can do, everything that you own or do not, like, you don't need to own things, but everything that you have is valuable with you already right now. And there's nothing you need to try to change. There's nothing that you need to try to control in a way that you think you lack something. You do not. Pile number 2. You do not. At the bottom of the deck, you have self-love. Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. So this is absolutely such a beautiful reading. Pile number 2. A big change that is coming to you right now is you and your inner child are definitely going to be close friends. You're definitely going to be remembering a lot of things about like what you used to like, and maybe dabbling into those things creatively, however you see fit with that. But I really do. I hope that this reading reached you and touched you in a way that resonated so deeply and so strongly. If it did, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And I would love to see you in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Leo card, and the Leo is described as the lover. Okay. And so the reading that I initially did on TikTok, and if you're interested in following me there, I will leave it linked down below. But the initial reading that I gave for this pile was talking about the change in energy that is coming for you. Is you feeling very expressive, you feeling very flirty with life, and feeling confident because of this energy. You're definitely, feeling very creative at this time. Of course, as I'm recording this video, it is Leo season, so the energy is affecting you heavily. You have this light about you. At this time, you're glowing, and people are bedazzled by your energy. You're feeling very extroverted, very communicative, and people can see this light again within you. There is the energy of ego in this card, and it is because, Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun is represented in astrologically, as our ego, as our identity, as the way we express ourselves and our authentic nature. So I feel like this energy is coming off in your life right now, but not in an egotistical way. You're definitely getting in touch with knowing more about yourself and how to express yourself in an authentic way, one that makes you very proud. Let's see what else. Definitely feeling very self-confident, feeling very fashionably aesthetic, even with the Leo energy here. So how you like to get dressed, it feels like your outfits are hitting a little better at this time. Things are very positive. With the Leo energy being the biggest change that's happening in your life right now overall, it's basically like the replication of the Sun card in the tarot deck, which is one of the most favorable cards in the deck, signifying that they're happy times, that things are stable for you, they're going smoothly, you feel very seen and heard, you feel extravagant almost, and you are on a high, an energetic high of, positive things happening in your life. So I'm going to look even more into the astrology and see what you have coming out in the oracle. Ooh, okay. Wow. It just flew out. You have Virgo. I'm going to look at the other two energies that wanted to come out. Uranus. So a lot of drastic changes in your life right now. And the 7th house, changes to your relationships. It could be interpersonal, close, like really close connections, could be taking a drastic change. So you have the Virgo card that flew out, and at the bottom of the deck is Virgo's ruler, Mercury. So I'm gonna get into the Virgo energy first, and then we'll look at the bottom of the deck. And also you could be a Leo, or you could be a Virgo, or have these two energies in your natal chart very heavily. So a part of the drastic change that is coming into your life right now is the service that you'll be providing to the people that are closest to you. It could be something that you're like just trying out that's like new for you. Something is new for you and you want it to be well received. You want, to know that you are living in your purpose. It almost feels like you want your purpose to bring some kind of accolade, attention, or a reward for what it is that you're providing. And of course, we are sometimes shamed in society, the kind of society that is, built around us, and we were born into it. But from society, we're ashamed for wanting our hard work to be received well and wanting it to basically be praised. And again, that's where that egotistical work comes in. But I feel like the service that you are providing is with integrity. It is with great pride that you are being able to offer this service, whatever it may be for you, pile number 3. And people are going to be like revered by it. With Mercury being at the bottom of the deck, this is another key signal to your communication with others completely like transforming. It could go, from night to day. And it feels as if, especially with Leo, with Mercury's energy here, with Virgo announcing you providing something for people, I think people are going to absolutely like be attracted to you, very drawn to your energy and drawn to your mind and the way that you think and the way that you communicate. You could have Mercury in Leo or Mercury in Virgo. But this gives you a kind of light in the way that people are receiving your words, your communication. Networking may be coming more easily for you at this time too. But to get further into the Virgo energy, this is just really signifying like how attentive you are, how detail oriented you are, how whatever it is that you're creating or providing, and whatever change is being initiated from this is based on your very meticulous and very hard work. And I feel like you're basically in this state of saying, I'm aware of what I provide, and I am bottom of the deck with caution. I'm aware of what I provide, and I'm aware of its impact. I'm aware and I know. I think the caution can be in regards to the ego and pride, and not letting that shadow side of Leo really overwhelm what it is that you're trying to put out with a genuine heart, with genuine integrity. Okay, so of course caution will be at the bottom of the deck, but let's see what else Spirit wants you to know about the changes that are coming into your life right now. The big changes. Next big change for pile number 3. Please, Spirit. Okay, yes, even more confidence. Even more confidence and a lot of reflection here for you at the bottom of the deck. So you will be reflecting, I think, in the near future on where you want to strengthen your confidence, where you want to be more sure about yourself, where you want to just, know that you are in the right place at the right time with no need to second guess or worry. So this confidence it's a lot more than just self-confidence. It's a self-assurance. Very sure of yourself, again, without it being ego-driven, without it being like overwhelmingly just a look what I did. And I think you really know that there's a great balance between networking, sharing useful resources, sharing what you have provided in order to like truly manifest its full, manifestation. But there's also like this energy that you are also trying to avoid as well. I think you are wanting to be more confident and, less driven by ego. You want your confidence to feel a certain way, not as if you are not aware or don't know about yourself. And I think that this is a huge change that is coming for you, pile number 3. Your confidence is going to feel a lot more natural to you. And this is all based on the amount of reflection and how often you decide to reflect on what it is that is making you feel like your confidence is not your own. You're really going to be thinking a lot. Again, Mercury and reflection at the bottom of the deck. You're going to be thinking a lot, analyzing a lot about yourself and the way that you express in the world. It could be that you are like drawn to journaling more in order to get these said thoughts out, in order to really take a look at yourself. You could also be putting, more of this reflection, more of this introspective outlook into your work as well, to help encourage other people to do deep reflections with themselves as well, because it should always be encouraged for us to look at ourselves and not just physically, as a Leo is very, known for. A Leo is aware. A Leo knows themselves to the point where they know that they exist. They know that they are here. They know that it is, that they are. And it's really simple. I feel like, you don't do too much digging because it already is, if that makes sense. Even though Leo is a fixed energy. So if you find curiosity about something, of course, you're going to be led to try to analyze that curiosity. But the Leo is also like, wow, this is me. I am me. This is who I am. And so taking that energy and doing deep reflection actually brings a lot of new knowledge around yourself. And I feel like that's a big change coming for you. Let's see what affirmation Spirit wants you to have during this time of change. Pile number 3. Yes. Okay. Yes. Oh, wow. So this one was upside down, but bottom of the deck we'll read as well. You know how this goes. Pile number 3. So your affirmation is, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. So this was the consciousness that I was picking up on as I was describing the Leo energy. You are very aware. You are very aware that you are a spirit having a human experience. And you do, especially with Leo being labeled as the lover. You want to get closer to love, but not just surface level, not just physical, sensual, but like you want to experience all forms of love. And it's stemming from a very spiritual experience. At the bottom of the deck It says, in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. So you have a lot of stillness coming for you physically, it feels like, but a lot of mental stimulation with Mercury. You have contemplation, again, reflection, and Mercury, think, learn, and communicate. So you have a lot of words around you right now. You could, be an author. You could be writing about real life experiences in your life right now, and finding this authentic confidence in order to express verbally, in order to help other people by what you express. So it's talking about you surrendering to a powerful presence, the universe, which the universe is love. The universe teaches us love. The universe gives us love and shows us every day how we should love ourselves as well. And so as you find stillness, it doesn't have to be prayer. I do see that the eyes here and your affirmation is closed. So a good meditative state in order to contemplate, analyze, and reflect. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know. This deck is basically like a little love note, a little love letter from the universe, and is directly for you. They can be worded a little wonky, so sometimes I may have to read it twice. But let's see what Spirit wants you to know. You have start where you are as one at the bottom of the deck, and then the other one is change is always good. Change is always good, pile number 3. But let's see what Spirit wants you to know. This says, it's not as if you need anyone. Very intriguing. What are you up to, pile number 3? For as long as you wish to keep them in your life, whoever they may be, understanding them as opposed to changing them will wildly improve the chances that they'll wish to keep you in their life. On the other hand, you're pretty much stuck with me. Love the universe. Okay, so there's this energy, another energy that is coming into your reading. And it is an energy of wanting to keep someone in your life. But Spirit's advice is, rather than trying to change them, understanding them is the key to ensuring that this energy is in your life as long as it needs to be. I think that all relationships of any form take both parties. It takes all parties involved for the relationship to thrive and to work. So mutual understanding, I feel like, is what you need in your relationships. You don't need anyone, but you would like mutual understanding. And so this is showing up as important, as a large change in your life. And I feel like, based on what it is that you are trying to give to others with Virgo, what you're trying to present to others, you cannot make someone receive what it is that you are providing. You can just offer it. That is all you can do. You cannot, it's not encouraged for you to pick up the fork and try to feed someone who is capable of doing it themselves. So you just have to provide the food. You have to provide the environment for that thing to be received. And if that is what you're already doing, then that's what you're already doing. And you are being divinely guided to create whatever it is that you're creating, pile number 3. And so my biggest, and Spirit's biggest word of advice for you is to lead with your heart and allow other people to follow you. Allow other people to find their way to what it is that you're going to continue, no matter what, providing. This is your part of your destiny. So you don't have to. The sun doesn't have to announce its arrival every day. We see it. And so that is your energy, and that is what you're carrying right now into this change in your life. At the bottom of the deck, okay, change is always good, as I stated before. And it says, actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. though I'm kind of partial to the way you are right now. Tally who? The universe. Or tally ho? No. The universe. So I think what this card is actually trying to resonate to you, pile number 3, is that you don't need to change yourself. An effective way of like affecting someone to the point where you recognize change within them is by focusing on self. Leo, self. To focus on self, to focus on your light so that that person can always see it. If you dim down, if you become discouraged by lack of support by someone that you feel like is the closest to you or that you really wanted the support from, it's like that light then dims and it's not shining as brightly as it's supposed to, as it needs to. So this is, I feel like, a huge change coming for you. You're not aiming to change anyone. You're offering, you're providing, you're becoming even. Pile number 3. So let's see what the tarot wants you to know about this change that is coming into your life. Pile number 3. Okay, you have the Hanged Man. Okay, so, and 10 of Pentacles as we are just taking a break from shuffling. The Hanged Man, beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. It is a large signal to you in stillness. Yes, let's just start with the stillness first. The Hanged Man talks about suspension to the point where you have a different perspective. And I think that this is a large change that is coming for you at the time. You may be looking for things to speed up or to happen. You're looking for something to happen. Maybe some kind of recognition again with Leo. And the Hanged Man is essentially not going out to seek that, but realizing that stillness is what is being called for. I'm going to look and see what else this Hangman is bringing into your life right now. I'm very intrigued. You have the 9 of Pentacles after we just saw the 10 of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Pile number 3. This is all about your material well-being, your financial health is what this feels like. You, want, as many people do, as many entrepreneurs do, and I don't use that word too frequently, so this may be what, this may be the energy that you are manifesting right now, but a lot of entrepreneurs want their service to be able, or they, how do I want to word this, part number 3? You want your service to be able to provide for you in a financial way. You want to be taken care of based on how you take care of others and how you provide for others. This is not an absurd ask. This is not something that is absolutely impossible. And I think you're learning more and more about it. Again, focusing less on I need people to see this. I need people to use this. I need people to appreciate this, and more like if I keep doing what I'm doing, if I keep doing it confidently, even I am going to grow such wealth in my life. Even if you already have it, that literally there's not a limit to what it is that you are trying to manifest at this time. Literally, you saw the 10 of Pentacles, right? Queen of Pentacles underneath the Ace of Pentacles. I really don't have to say too much. Pile number 3, and of course I saw the 8 of Pentacles right underneath even that. So the Ace of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles, if you're into numerology, that equals your 10. That equals your lifelong abundance, and that energy is already present in your life. What you are doing right now, it feels like it. It feels like I'm very almost certain of this, pile number 3, but take what resonates. Whatever you're doing right now is what is meant to be for you making money. This is your legacy. What you're doing right now is your legacy, and it will bring you great wealth. It will bring you so many good feelings of I'm so glad I did the right thing and I never swayed from my divine path. I'm so glad that I took a moment to meditate on why this thing exists and why I need to keep feeding it my energy, why I need to keep giving to it. Whether someone is around watching or not, I'm going to live, breathe this same energy, lights on, lights off. And it's a part of my divine experience. I'm here for this. It feels like you are here for this specific service. No one was supposed to do it but you. Pile number 3. And so the Hangman is a confirmation that you are meditating on this. You are reminding yourself of this. In your times of reflection, you are bringing a new, just deeper awareness of what you already know. The Hierophant, yes. And the Empress. A lot of major arcana, like I was mentioning, like these are lifelong changes that are happening in your life as well. And like I mentioned, you are making a personal financial impact in your life based on what you create, what you provide, what you have divinely seen and know that you were sent here to do. The Hierophant is a being who is in touch, who is divinely in touch with spirit, who hears messages, who takes those messages and does with them as they are supposed to, who learns and takes what they have studied, takes what they have learned to give it to someone else, who is like the Hierophant is also the Hangman. The Hierophant has been through their own perspective change. They have reached enlightenment. And I feel like that is what is changing in your life. That is what is taking place. It's just a deeper enlightenment of your purpose, of your path, of your relationship with spirit as well. Let's see what else is happening for you. Pile number 3. What does spirit want you to know? Ten of Cups I saw. And the Knight of Wands. Yeah. So going after your passions is going to make you very happy, with the Ten of Cups making a semi-appearance. Listening to what you instinctively feel is helping build your confidence. The Knight of Wands is a person who they act. They take action. They hardly wait when, sometimes waiting is necessary. But with all this Pentacle energy, you are a very responsible being. Like you make money, but it's not like you spend it as quickly as you make it. You actually are looking to put that money back into the next service, the next thing that you can provide or do for someone else is what that feels like. Because the Virgo energy is so strong. Yeah. But the Knight of Wands is almost a passion for what it is. It's like you aren't waking up anymore, because with Justice at the bottom of the deck, you aren't waking up anymore dreading doing what you're doing. Like you have a fire in you, a passion. You have shed many mindsets in order to get to this place. And you are going to continue to shed many more mindsets, many more habits, mental habits. The Hangman is all about the mind. It is not about the body. You could be in suspension in so many different ways, but your mind is what is shifting and changing. Your mind about yourself and about how hard you work and how much you love working hard, how much you are passionate about it. Again, because it is spiritually connected to your purpose. Let's see. Wow, pile number 3. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know about this change. You're feeling very passionate. It's like you're celebrating a lot, but not in the traditional way. More so than, I accomplished the Tower. There is just such a big change coming for you. You could be moving. You could be changing something about your location, or, maybe even a car. You could be changing your car. All, you know, of the finances that are coming to you, pile number 3, especially if you feel like it's something that is necessary in your life, then yeah, the Chariot could definitely signify you changing a vehicle as well. But the Tower, change, huge change, I think is based on everything that we've already said. So the change of being able to feel more passionate, because I think you feel more secure. You feel more financially secure to take certain risks. You feel spiritually secure in knowing that you are always going to be taken care of based on you taking care of the universe and those who inhabit it. So much change, so much transformation. You know, I'm recording this mid-year, but I feel like by the end of the year, on whatever time that you are watching this, whatever timeline, your life is changing completely. You're not unused to change. Change doesn't bother you. I think, especially with the Hierophant energy here, change is almost spiritual to you. When you see things and when you know things are changing, I feel like you feel as if it is a spiritual upgrade or a spiritual ascension of some sort. So change does not scare you. You are not afraid of it. You embrace it when you can. And you surrender to the universe's plans. It feels like you're surrendering. Surrendering to guidance, surrendering to change. You're surrendering to certain, again, mindsets and ideas. Pile number 3. And I'm going to shuffle a few abundance cards, or I'm just going to get one for you. Pile number 3. I only did this for one other pile. Ooh, okay, yes. You could be seeing a lot of butterflies because you have the butterflies in the Tower and you have the butterflies here in Trust as your abundance card. So let's see. So you have, and at the bottom of the deck, Liberation. So I'm going to read both of these for you, and that will be the end of your reading, pile number 3. So Trust says, allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. Literally, confirmation of what we were just saying. This is, again, the practice that you are building with the Hanged Man here, surrendering and trust. You know that the universe knows exactly how to handle your desires, because they have done it time and time again, I'm sure. So this is just another opportunity for you to show the universe that you trust them, for you to, I'm hearing hang in there a little bit longer, but I'm not sure. I mean, just the Hangman in general. Trust where you are hanging right now. Trust in your pause moment. Trust in your trust that the next, the next movements that you are going to be divinely guided to make, you will feel them and know them. Yes. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, you have Liberation, which says the doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that you're you. Interesting. So you're being liberated from this. You're being liberated from doubts and fears. And that, I think, is a part of the Leo energy that showed up for you firsthand, of just knowing yourself and knowing that you know what your doubts and fears sound like. Pile number 3, like, you know what it sounds like. You know what it feels like when you doubt yourself, when you doubt your purpose, when you doubt the ability to make certain things happen. And so you're cutting all that out because you don't resonate with it anymore. It doesn't align. You know what you're capable of, and you know what you deserve based on what you're capable of. So, pile number 3, I hope that you enjoyed this in-depth reading based on the changes that are coming to your life very soon. I hope that it resonated for you and that you found deep and meaningful answers in this message. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and I would love to see you, pile number 3, in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. You chose Scorpio. the Powerhouse card. Okay, so in the original reading that I did on TikTok, which if you're interested, I will leave it linked down below for you to follow me. In the original reading, we talked about you being a powerhouse, but you not knowing this about yourself, or you not accepting this about yourself, because to be honest, Scorpio energy is kind of hard to hide because it is so intense, because it is so powerful. It's just something that you are not able to recognize about self. But other people, they see it loud and clear. They see you as a very transformative person, very passionate and intense. You may want to be secretive, want to be more secretive. But of course, I also mentioned in the TikTok that you can be kind of obvious with your secretiveness, depending on how secretive you're trying to be. But you are a very thorough individual, someone who really follows through with what it is that they're trying to accomplish or achieve. Almost to the point where you may feel as if, or people have expressed to you that you are very obsessive, very manipulative, even depending on what it is that you're trying to achieve. And I mentioned in the TikTok that with these intense and strong wordings, you kind of feel as if that's all you hear about yourself, is someone who is obsessive or manipulative or compulsive, even maybe even destructive. But the beautiful thing about Scorpio energy is that destructive is not necessarily a bad thing. If something is quote unquote destroyed, or as I like to phrase it, restructured, then that means that that restructuring was necessary. Nothing happens for no reason. So you are this energy. You bring this energy to situations, and some people can handle it, some people cannot. So, pile number 4, I'm going to just get right into your reading. I'm going to see what large changes, what big changes are coming into your life right now. I can say with the Scorpio energy, Scorpio is transformation. Scorpio is change. If you are with, or if you are a Scorpio, then you know that change is inevitable around this sign. They can't be around stagnant energies. And if you think about it, if something doesn't change, then yes, it is stagnant. Lots of energy that wanted to come out. 9th house, a square. So you're having a challenging, spiritual growth at this moment. It could be around your originality and your uniqueness. But let's see. I don't remember what I was saying. Just that you are transformation. Oh my goodness. And so it doesn't come to you newly, is what I'm trying to say, as I get so distracted by all of the cards that want to come out specifically for you. Pile number 4. Yes. Yin. The soft, the feminine, the maternal. At the bottom of the deck, you have Pisces. So you have Pisces twice because Pisces is a yin energy. It is a feminine energy. We'll get into it. With the yin energy, which Scorpio is here again as well, because she is also very, very feminine. And we on this channel describe femininity and masculinity as an energy, not as an identifier of gender. But the yin energy is talking all about your intuition, your trust in the process, your patience in the process, your spirituality, and your receptivity of all things. Your receptivity of all things. How do you receive? So this is such beautiful and such aligned energy, because it's double yin, it's double softness, it's triple the intuition, because Scorpio is so psychic, it's so intuitive based on what it feels and what it feels deeply. Especially if you know that you feel something deeply, which a Scorpio always does, then they know that there is an intuitive based process that is going on in their life at that moment. So I think that you are in a place right now that is calling for patience. I'm not sure in what, I mean, it is patience within the change, patience again within the process. I'm going to look and see what this process is for you. Let's see. Oh, and of course, Pisces had at the bottom of the deck had intuition as well. Very psychic, very, very psychic. You have intimacy and compassion. So there's something going on for you, pile number 3. I think you're going to be experiencing some pretty intense things. Okay, reflection coming out for you, and anxiety. Yeah. A lot of energetic stimulation that will lead to certain feelings of anxiety. It will be coming up for you. And of course, I'm here just to express this so that you know and that you are aware of where this energy is stemming from. And of course, you yourself are so psychic, so intuitive that you will not need much baiting from me, because you are going to be in this reflective process. You will be drawn to it, attracted by it, needing to know where certain feelings and emotions are coming from. And so that is where you're really going to be soft with yourself at this moment, at this time, trying to get to the root of something that is causing you energetic or emotional discomfort. I feel as if you're going to be communicating with like very few people, very like just keeping it to your most intimate relationships that are going to see a very vulnerable side to you. These are the type of people who have seen all of your Scorpio ways. Even if you aren't a Scorpio, we still have, like, as a sun sign, we still have that energy in our natal charts no matter what. So, you know, astrology. But these people have seen all of your sides. And so when you are in this reflective process, when you're being very gentle with yourself, you're going to feel very raw, very open, very exposed, as a Scorpio would not want to be. And so in that state, you want to be around the energy that you trust the most, who will help you with your patience, who will help you receive what you need. Yeah. You could be having like a lot of yin energy in general coming into your life, a lot of feminine, divine feminine, just soft and nurturing people who are embracing you in this reflection time. Let's see what affirmation Spirit wants you to know or to hold on to during this time of change. Let's see. Yes, even more. A lot of purple for you here. Lots and lots of hues of purple. So your affirmation: when I'm patient, I let the universe do for me what I cannot do for myself. Yes. And I think you're learning about like true power and where, you know, your power stems from, and surrendering when you know that there's just certain things that you cannot make manifest just by pure will. Like, you just have to give it some time, and let the universe do for you what you cannot do for yourself. At the bottom of the deck, it says, instead of worrying about the future, I know all is well when I'm aligned in the moment. So when you are patient, when you take a step back and you let the universe do its thing, worry kind of releases itself. You let go of the worry, and I feel like you are embracing the hunger, the challenge of just going for what it is that you're going for without seeing the whole process, without being able to see the whole thing, because there's, again, just certain parts of it that you have to leave up to Spirit. And you're interested in it. You're up for the challenge. Again, a Scorpio rarely ever turns down a challenge. They like to challenge themselves, to know that they are capable, to know that they are powerful as they feel. So I think that this is really beautiful energy for you. Pile number 4. I'm going to look and see what little love note the universe wants to give you right now. These are pretty kooky cards. This is a kooky deck, so I may have to read it once or twice for you just to get the true meaning of what the universe is trying to tell you. I think it's a beautiful deck. So let's see. Number 4, please, Spirit. Oh, yes. So your little love note from the universe says, all there is to love has been there all along. Okay, so maybe this is talking about overlooking something. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know. It says, when you begin to find love in people and places where you haven't found it before, it's always because you've grown. Wow. Wow, pile number 4. So it's talking about like looking for love, looking for softness, gentleness, and people and places where you haven't found it before. Like, very interesting. Very interesting that there's something about the softness, the yin energy, where you're like, you know, this person has time and time again disappointed me in the way that I've needed them to show up. And so you've looked again. It doesn't even feel like people, really, unless it's you with this reflection here, looking for love within yourself. But it almost feels like the places, the experiences that the universe is pointing to here, not even just people. Like, you've looked for loving experiences and found nothing. It could be like you were looking for community in your nearest environment, like where you live, community, hometown, whatever, and nothing. Like, you just couldn't find it. You didn't feel like it was out there, which is why with the Scorpio energy right here, it's giving very solitary. Like, you've been to yourself and by yourself for some time. And I feel like you've been cool with it too. It has built a strong exterior. It has built a very, you know, strong boundary or guard, it could be. But there is a softness within you that is longing for that outside of you as well. And I think that that's a big part of the change that is taking place for you. At the bottom of the deck, it says, you are destined for greatness on the wings of love. And this card says, to clarify, the primary roles of love are not to heal, fix, or mend, not to soothe, cure, or ease, not even to refresh, rejuvenate, or restore. Hardly. The primary roles of love are to Yahoo, Yeehaw, and Woohoo. Get your love on, the universe. So this is a silly way of saying, you know, don't put too much on the back of love. Like, especially if you're in a relationship or you're looking to be with someone, which, you know, a Scorpio is a powerhouse by itself, but in a divine connection is completely unmatched. And in this divine connection, you're not looking to heal, fix, or mend another. You can do that with someone, but you cannot do it for another person. And so I think that that's also a big change coming for you. Pile number 4. Again, intimacy is going to look different for you. I feel like that's a big change for you, where it could be like 2 different situations where you have been more vulnerable with folks and now that is changing and you're starting to reflect on who you should or should not be vulnerable with. Okay. So let's get into the tarot. Let's just hop right into it. See what it is that Spirit wants you to know about this change and where it's taking place in your life. Oh, all in your relationships. Pile number 4. All in your relationships. 2 of Cups. So yeah, something about your relationship or relationships are changing. The 2 of Cups can talk about harmony, emotional harmony, unity, oneness, understanding. But with the 2 of Cups being underneath the Scorpio energy, there's almost like a shadow tint to it. I'm going to look more deeply into this energy for you. Pile number 4. Ooh, the Fool. Okay. So, and At the bottom of the deck, we have Strength card. So you have a new beginning coming to your relationship. I feel like it's going to be a few different things. There's a lot of intense energy that I feel like is changing. Again, I'm going to use the keywords that we have in the card, the Scorpio card: obsessiveness, destructiveness, secretiveness, manipulative energy. All of those, I think, are actually transmuting and transforming for you in your close romance or your close relationships, but also it could be your romantic relationships as well. The Fool, it's a new beginning. There's a journey that you're taking place. There's something that you're starting that you just feel is completely brand new to you. You don't really know where to start or how. You kind of are just feeling like you're free falling. And with this free fall is going to come, like, you're going to need a lot of trust that you will always be caught, that you're not falling for no reason. I'm going to look more into this. It could be just a spiritual beginning, a new spiritual beginning. The Two of Cups is also very beautifully, like, reminding me of the reflection card here with the 2 circular and the 2 circular. So I could even take this as far to say that you are not in a relationship right now, pile number 4, and that this 2 of Cups energy is definitely you getting to know you at the deepest level, at the most romantic and intimate level that you possibly could. This is something new for you, if that is the case. And I feel like that's where this energy is wanting me to go. This is a new role for you and, like, romanticizing your relationship with yourself. If that is the case, this is something very different for you. So let's see. The 10 of Wands. Okay, so let me just take a moment. And the 7 of Swords. Let me just take a moment, because you have a lot of energy that's weighing on you that you would like to be released. And that is happening for you, pile number 4, in the near future. This is a large change that is taking place. Whatever you feel is, whatever weight you feel is on your shoulders will be released in time for you to embark on this new beginning in the Fool. Again, it's an emotional matter. I don't want to be too specific on romantic versus not, because anyone could be watching this and it could be anything for you specifically. But I do feel like it is resonating deeply to the point where, like, this is an emotional matter for you, and it feels intense. It feels scary because the Fool, again, unknown. Like, I really don't know what I don't know, but intuitively I feel like I do know, if that makes sense for you. Pile number 4 is, I think that's like the kind of thought process that you're going through of, like, I intuitively feel something. It is preparing me for a new beginning. It is allowing me to release a lot of negativity that I have just on me energetically. And it's something that I'm being asked to be hopeful of. The Lovers card flew out, absolutely flew out for you. So I'm going to stop talking about if it's romantic or not. The Lovers can, it can signify relationship, romantic, and next to the 2 of Cups, which is the minor arcana Lovers card, it's giving romantic, pile number 4. Again, just take what resonates for you specifically. But relationships, major change. Your relationship with yourself, huge transformations. And I think that is why your relationships are changing. Which, do we have something about that? Yes. So your relationships are changing because I think you're approaching them differently. The bottom of the deck, the love note from the universe, was basically talking about not healing, not fixing, not here to mend someone, but to go on that journey together. And with the Lovers card, with the 2 of Cups card here, I think that your approach to that romantic state is shifting. You're coming off not less intense, but a healthy intense. You are creating certain emotional boundaries, it feels like, where you're not giving too much, or taking too much on. And that is what is a part of releasing this anxiety for you. You're finding a balance. An emotional balance that works for all parties, you and everybody that you come into contact with. This is a new way of being, because the Ten of Wands is basically saying you couldn't go on any other way. Like, you couldn't go on handling relationships the way that you have, because it would be exhausting to you. It would burn you out. Especially because this yin energy is here. It's like maybe you even carry so much softness and really intimate details about yourself that only a few know, and they love that, and they love when you give that energy to them. And you are kind of needing to pull some of it back in a very healthy way, finding a very healthy balance for your relationships. Let's see. The King of Pentacles. I think you're doing this by focusing on more of a material plane. You are a person who like really can give all to emotional matters. Like, you can really give it all. And the King of Pentacles talks about a person who really gives it all to their financial health, their financial wealth. Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So all of these like overthinking moments, all of these things that make you question and distract you from your material goals, it's clearing up for you. It's a large change. You're coming to an end of a cycle, even though it does not feel like it. You have 2 tens represented, meaning yes, there's a huge change, and something that you, with the 8 of Cups presenting itself, you are walking away from. You're walking again away from the overthinking, the overdoing, the overbeing so much. And it's really going to actually help your relationships. I feel like you have really sensitive sore spots around emotional matters and around your relationships because of the energy that is labeled upon you at, however young of an age. And as you're growing and maturing, you know that there's things that you have to focus on outside of love. You can have all of these things incorporated and also still be a person that's really about their business, and moves on from any kind of situation, financial or emotional alike, when it is time for you to move on from those situations, and not overloading yourself with thought or I need to do this and be this for this person. Okay. I'm going to look at why this King of Pentacles is here through the Abundance deck. I want to see why this energy showed up for you in such an emotional reading. And then that will actually be the conclusion of your reading, pile number 4. So let's see one last message from Spirit. Why is the King of Pentacles here, Spirit? Why is the King of Pentacles here? Energetic clearing, yeah, and expansiveness. I'm going to read both. But this is definitely, I was feeling this, like you focusing, getting rid of certain energy in order to focus. Let's see. During crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. So you're being emptied right now, pile number 4, in the most positive way for the most positive outcome, which is a plan that is divine, that's very spiritual, that you are having to dish out a lot of trust for, especially if it feels like a crisis. It feels dramatic, it feels intense, it feels powerful, overwhelming, overbearing almost. And this is your emptying process of just letting go of your fear and unhealthy attachments. You know what are healthy attachments, and you know what are unhealthy attachments. And this is all helping you to receive divine love, like calming love, healing love, all of it. just a beautiful softness in your life that you get to share with one other specific person, or however many other people, whatever the situation is for you. At the bottom of the deck was expansiveness, and it says, eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. So again, this is just a very big clarification of when you let go, when you reflect in order to let go, your world, your mind, your energy, your abundance expands. So you are in an expansion process. It feels like you are outgrowing another skin, like a snake sheds its own skin. And that's absolutely the change that is taking place in your life. You are meant to hold yourself and be very soft, very compassionate, very gentle with yourself. And all the intuitive thoughts that are not anxiety driven are divine direct messages to you from Spirit. Spirit is encouraging you to write these things down. You have so much intuition. You have the yin, the Scorpio, and the Pisces energy. So much intuition surrounds you with deep feeling. Write those things down. Write those things down, and they will be a beautiful guide and a beautiful memoir of the transformations that you have gone through just in the past few months to few years. Okay, pile number 4. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated with you deeply and that you felt and found some clarity in this message. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And I would love to see you, pile number 4, in another reading. Peace.